Hello, I'm doing this video response because I really enjoyed the last video. It taught me a lot, but there's just a bit of a problem with the out of gamut colours. In that when you desaturate the picture to get rid of the out of gamut colours, it can often desaturate the whole picture or parts of the picture that basically don't need it doing to it. So I was looking around on Photoshop to see if there's another way of doing it, and I've come up with a sort of way of doing it. So what we want to do, we'll go to view and first of all have a look at the gamut warning for this image. So the top half of it, where all the deep saturated blues, is obviously greyed out because it's not going to be able to produce that, and there's also a few bits on the hotels which you might not be able to see on this. So that's a problem. But this information down here, all the mounts inside and stuff, everything that's saturated in similar shade of the blue but not as saturated is absolutely fine. So if we were to desaturate this top area, it would probably have some type of effect on here, which would be a bit of a shame because you don't want to be getting rid of colour information if you can help it. So let's have a look. Take that off. Now what I looked at colour range, so we'll go to select and colour range. Now usually you're going to be sampling straight off the page or somewhere down here, but if you click on this drop down box, the last one you get to is out of gamut, and that immediately selects all the areas that are not going to be able to be reproduced properly when you convert to CMYK. So basically we've got this selection, we can OK that, and so everything's selected here. I'll show you with a quick mask. Anything that's green there is out of gamut, so we've got that as a selection. Now what we can do now is desaturate the top half of the picture without having any negative impact on the mountains or anything here. The only problem I found with it is this jagged line here, because obviously it's not going to be a very smooth, precise thing because that's the way photography works. You can get around the selection edge by feathering it or putting a Gaussian blur on it or something, but it's probably just something to work through and see if you can find a solution on a picture by picture basis. So I'm not going to bother with a adjustment layer because I don't really need to for the purposes of this, but I'll go to hue saturation and I'll bring up that gamut warning again, which is there. Just show on the other screen. And the good thing about this is you don't need to select the blues or the reds or whichever part of the image. You just leave it on master because it's only going to desaturate the areas that are a problem anyway. So now I'm just going to move the slider down and magically it disappears. So about there. OK that, and I'll just deselect that. So there you go, desaturated at the top, so print better in CMYK, and you still get the colour information here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the sort of problematic area where you're going to get some bits of artifacts and stuff. But also, it's not just to do with saturation. I'm just going to back this up a little bit. Saturation you can do, but you can also, if you go into hue saturation, basically the colour is just wrong, it's just not going to be reproduced. So you can also mess around with the lightness of the colour. See, I'm darkening this off a little bit, that's also getting rid of it, and you can lighten it up the other way, although it's more extreme of course. But also what you can do, depending on which picture, you can also change the hue of the colour, so literally just shift it to a different colour. There we go. That's shifted it towards more of a green colour. And it goes some way to removing it, but makes a mess of other areas. So I suppose you just do it on a picture basis. So yeah, that's a good shot to end on, isn't it? With all this mess up here, and blah blah blah. But yeah, so that's my way of doing it. Thank you.